Hey everyone, it's Roldy. Haven't uploaded in a while. I just since my last Ultra League, I kind of plateaued. Kept using the same team. Actually, we'll switch it up a little bit, but eventually climbed up towards the end of the Ultra League. Now back in the Master Leagues. I made it back to the 2900s, which is where I was a month ago. The last time Master League was around. So I did my final sets. I made it to Legend, which is super exciting and super relieving. It's been very stressful getting here and just maintaining and trying to get in the last push. So I did in the Master League Classic. I'm not running my Shundom Mewtwo this time. I'm running a 93% with 14 attack because I excelled my other Mewtwo. So I did TM my last Elite TM to get Shadow Ball on this one. And I'm running a 98% Melmetal, but this one has 14 attack because I got my other one to level 50, and I'm running ZEKROM. So I'm still running the same team, but with actually less less powerful or stat wise a lesser tier of Pokemon because this Mewtwo will not win CMP, and neither will that Melmetal. So I decided to do it. Classics is a safe bet because you know that there's nothing over level 40 or 41 if it's best buddy. But let's get into these battles. I'm at 2968. These are the last two sets. I need a 4-1 or a 3-2 to continue. So we have a first battle against Dictator. Dialga leads are bad, so I switch immediately into Mewtwo and see what they want to do. Usually, if they stay, that means they probably don't have a Giratina, because otherwise that's usually the safe swap. So they switch it to Mewtwo, and I'm like, okay, maybe they think I'm throwing the Focus Blast. This would be perfect. They shield, which is unfortunate because now I'm gonna lose CMP, which is not something I'm used to. I usually always win CMP because I have a Shundo Mewtwo, and it's best buddied, so usually always win CMP. And I tried my first set of battles in the Open Master League, but the wait times are really long, and it's just kind of crazy. And also, my team is extremely weak to Groudon. That I didn't run into any XL Groudons, but I'm like, if I run into an XL Groudon, there's going to be a very difficult matchup. So I decided to go into the Classics. And again, I know these matchups a lot better. I've been running this team now for 3 seasons, trying to make it work. And I think I finally made it work. And I think the key to making this team work was getting Shadow Ball on Mewtwo. Even though Focus Blast comes in handy many times, when it gets shielded, you're put in such a disadvantage. And also, now that Lugia's around, having that Shadow Ball will not... you won't get walled. And also, so many Mewtwo mirror matches that you need Shadow Ball. But again, like I said, this is a less superior version of the team I used to run because I decided to excel my Mewtwo and my Melmetal. And Melmetal at level 50, the matchup with Dialga, because I use it as a safe swap, is not... It doesn't work as well as my strategy because usually... And I'll show... maybe I'll show it when it gets there, but usually this is how it goes. I safe swap to Mewtwo. They safe swap into Giratina. And luckily they throw Shadow Ball. This always makes me feel good when because I will always shield. I don't try to tank an Ominous Wind. And in the case that they decide to throw a Shadow Ball, it's only one more Shadow Claw, so sometimes it's worth the risk. I always shield. So when I do shield the Shadow Ball, it is much better. So I take back switch. If I take back switch, then this now becomes a very, very favorable match because now I can line up my Melmetal with Dialga. And as long as I don't have a Groudon in the back, I am going to be okay for the most part. Because again, the last 2 Pokemon that I have are ZEKROM and Groudon. They're both weak to ground. I mean, ZEKROM and Dialga, they're both weak to ground. So, you know, that's a GG usually if there's a Groudon in the back. But there's a Mewtwo, which, again, Mewtwo is very tricky. Side Strike does a ton of damage. I can only survive 1 Side Strike, and then luckily I get this off. But they do have a lot of energy, so they might... Oh, they let it go, but this is... yeah, I should be able to double up on superpower. So this is good. So yeah, winning back switch was crucial there in the mid game. So when they do give me back switch from the Giratinas, I can feel very comfortable that as long as there's no Groudon in the back, I can take this back. So we lose the first, we win the second match. I just need a 4-1 to get legend here. So we go against another legend. So the Togekiss matchup lead is not too bad because I would actually like to line it up in the back. It's actually better than the Dialga matchup. They say swap into Dialga. Usually that's how it goes. When they lead Togekiss. So I just got a bait that I have Focus Blast. And I get both shields. So I go for the Shadow Ball because I'm only going to get to one more move. This will do more damage. And let's see what I decide to do. Decide to come in with my ZEKROM, and I'm going to farm this down, and when the Togekiss comes back in, I'm going to... Okay, I decide to switch into my Melmetal. I thought I was going to try to go for the Wild Charge there. Wild Charge will one-shot Togekiss from full health. Well, yeah, from full health. I'm pretty sure I've done it before. But usually, the Dragon Breaths are accumulating slightly. It's interesting that I did that. I swapped. Maybe that's what cost me the game here. So usually I won't swap. And then there's probably going to be a Groudon in the back. No. So this is good. Okay. Wild Charge. One shots as well. So ZEKROM coming in clutch at the end. So it kind of worked out that I saved my ZEKROM. All right. Typically, now that I'm rewatching it, I probably wouldn't have played it that way. But, when you're in the moment, you kind of read things very differently. Dialga switch immediately to Mewtwo and see what they decide to do. They decide to bring in the Giratina. I'm going to try to get to... So now I've been trying to get to 2 side strikes, where before I would try to CMP tie it at the Shadow Ball, which is... I don't know what the right thing to do is. Maybe the CMP tie makes more sense. But usually I'll try to get to 2 in case I could squeeze in an extra Psycho Cut. So I go for... Maybe... I don't know. I don't know if going for Shadow Ball there made sense. I could have possibly gone to another side strike. But it's trickier because this Mewtwo has slightly less HP than the other ones. It's always like Mewtwo really needs as many HP points as possible, because there's many times you'll survive 1 HP and you'll be able to get off a move. So Ho-Oh in the lead is actually nice. My whole team kind of has play against Ho-Oh, especially Melmetal, but also Ho-Oh is Earthquake, so it can fight back. But I do shield the Earthquake successfully, and I should be able to farm down from here. But I'm down a shield, so that's not good. And their Dialga has full health, which is also not good. And I lost this for sure. If I was maybe able to get off that superpower, but I lost CMP there. Maybe. But no, there's no way. That was a lost game. So now I lost 2 games, so now I have to win the next 2. I cannot go negative. I cannot keep going down as I keep climbing up. Especially because these sets are from day 2 now, from Tuesday morning or Tuesday night. I did these at midnight, but I did my first sets. I did really terrible. I ended up going back down into the 2800s. So, but I had a feeling today. I even put my alarm. I said I'm gonna do my sets at midnight. I know I can get to legend. I know I can get to legend today because I just needed those practice sets to kind of remember how I play these teams. And I did do the first 2 sets in Open Masters, and they were terrible. It went horribly. And I tanked a lot. But then once I got into the classics, I kind of recovered. I ended up at 2890 or something. And then I felt like I already had the groove of this team back. So I knew that I just needed to have 2 decent sets. Ended up taking me 4 sets, but two 4-1s would have done it. Um, but we do it how we do it. So, but yeah, I don't know. I felt it today. I felt that I knew that I was gonna get to it today. It's weird. It's weird because I usually am not like super confident, and I've been very stressed out about Go Battle League. So this is why I'm also making a video at like 3 in the morning because I'm just like so relieved. I just feel like now I can just kind of just play and make videos, and I felt like I needed to get to legend to kind of have that confidence and to have some feel like I needed some credibility. It's been a rough season, but it's been a good season. I'm glad it's longer because they gave me that opportunity. Like I said, a month ago, I was at the 29, 24s, 25s or something like 24, 29, 24, before the last day of Master League, which would have technically been the end of the season. So we're at 29.84. We just need a 3-2. Can we pull it off? Obviously we can. I've already spoiled it, but check out this last set. It is sweaty. Dialga leads, and I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, please, no Dialga lead, no Dialga lead. I'm like, give me a Giratina lead. But they switch into this Kyogre, which is not bad. But my mistake is I'm not farming up enough, right? So I should have been playing it to the point where I'm about to get Waterfall down and then throw. Where I threw too fast. That was a mistake, and I felt it as soon as I pressed the button. As soon as I pressed side strike, I was like, oh, damn it! I should have farmed it more. Why am I throwing right now? Obviously, they can't get to another. So now that gives more farm to Dialga, where potentially I could have probably gotten another side strike off. So that was a mistake, even though they switched into not a good counter to Mewtwo. So taking back switch there didn't work, but they have a Groudon in the back. This is horrible. I'm going to throw a superpower and switch immediately. Try not to get it too much energy. They're at an Earthquake. So do they Earthquake? They go for Earthquake. So that means I can get to Crunch. They're going to shield. I still know that they're going to get to the Earthquake before I get to Crunch. It's 8 mud shots and then 7 mud shots, and Crunch is 11 turns. I forget. I forget. But it definitely, just from playing the matchup so many times, I know that they get to it first. So anyways, lost the first one. Terrible Pokemon in the back. Had they brought in the Groudon into Mewtwo, it might have, saved me. But obviously they did the smart thing because they didn't want their Kyogre to match up with ZEKROM in the back. This is perfect. So we have the safe swap. We have the counter swap here. This is how this team is supposed to work. And like I said, in the regular classics level 40, I already know how I do this. I usually will let the Draco go through, and I'm able to survive with just enough health to just leave it low enough where I know that whatever comes in can't farm too much. Where in the open masters, you're left with so much energy. So I messed up here terribly, and I wasn't paying attention to I was talking. How I messed that up, but was this the one where I shielded the Iron Head? I don't know. I don't want to rewind, but if you're watching it, there was a huge mistake there. So I made a lot of mistakes. I was also super, super nervous and stressed out during this set. Because I knew that how important this set was. And I knew that I already had lost the first match, so I'm feeling a little defeated. I debated not even playing anymore. And going to sleep and trying tomorrow, or just trying later in the day. But I was like, I have to do it. I have to get this over with and just get to legend and stop stressing about it. Like I said, I felt like I needed the validation for myself. There, I made another mistake. I should have farmed up more because the Mewtwo was definitely not at a Side Strike, and I needed that extra energy where I would have potentially been able to get to that last crunch and beat the Dialga. So another mistake, and it's all just because I'm just playing in a mind state where I'm a little bit too anxious, and I'm making a lot of mistakes. So here I decided like just chill out, take a break. Obviously I cut off the long wait times. There's some long wait times where I was just like taking a breather. I'm like, you got this. You got to win the last 3 sets though. The last 3 matches. You cannot lose another one. So let's see how this goes. Can I take back switch here? I'm going to shield the Iron Head. I'm going to fake the Focus Blast. Actually, at this point, I've over-farmed past the Focus Blast, but luckily they still shield. Because I usually like to throw right at the Focus Blast to kind of really throw them off, but I'm over-farming, and they think that I'm throwing it again, so now I can get to Shadow Ball. So if they do double shield, you can get to Shadow Ball, or you should throw the Shadow Ball instead of the Side Strike, because you'll do more damage. This is an Iron Head. I decide to shield it out of, again, panic, stress, and I'm just like, damn it, why did I shield that? I knew that was an Iron Head. ZEKROM resisted. There was no reason to shield there. But I'm like, okay, fine. Togekiss comes back in. That one-shots it. And this is still not this is still not good. And now that the Rock Slide has been nerfed, you actually can see that it does a lot less to the Giratina. That extra 5 damage makes a huge difference, especially in a matchup like this, where you're not doing anything and your fast move is resisted. And they're charging up a ton of energy. So I'm like, this is over. And they should have thrown there before I got to my last Rock Slide. But, at this point I'm like, okay, I'm going to get Ominous Wind and then I'm going to get Shadow Ball right now. But luckily, woo, Dragon Breath is so fast and came in clutch. And I don't know if Best Buddy my Zekrom makes any difference, but that's the only one of these that I can Best Buddy. I don't know if it gives it... Dialga gets a break point at level 41 Best Buddy to something with the Dialga matchup. I don't know. But here's a Snorlax lead. Not a terrible lead. An unknown lead. I don't know how it functions. But I was just counting to make sure they didn't get to an Earthquake, which would have been 11 seconds. But they switched before that. I think they switched at 10 seconds. So I know they have something stored. I'm not sure if they have Earthquake, though. They might have Superpower. But I'm able to line up my Melmetal with Dialga, so this is good. Like I said, I always let the Draco go through. Not supposed to shield that. You're still able to beat Dialga without using any shields. And the goal is to have as little, leave Melmetal with as little bit of health for the next Pokemon to farm. So that is the strategy here. I'm going to shield this because Shadow Ball might take me out from here, but they go Ominous Wind. Luckily, they don't boost. And in my first set, oh my god, I got 2 Giratinas to boost. Luckily, my first set was the best one. I went at least from today. I went 4-1, but we're going to watch the last 2. So I decided to take that because I know that if it's an Earthquake, that's fine. They waste all their energy, and then Body Slam's not going to take me out. Side Strike took out that Snorlax. I guess because it's a Shadow, but that did a lot. So let's see here. Can we pull it off again with Dragon Breath? Oh my god. Woo! Oh my god, you should have seen me. I couldn't even sit down. This is the last battle. I have to win this. I'm 2-2 right now. Another fucking Dialga lead. God, I can't get a break here. So let's see how this goes. Please shield. Oh, they switch it to Mewtwo. This time, I'm not going to do what happened last time and throw the Shadow Ball and they shield. I'm going to throw the Side Strike, but they don't shield. And now I'm like, fuck. I lost. Sorry, I'm cursing, but man, I'm just reliving the moment right now. And it was a stressful, but I take back switch, thankfully. Thankfully took back switch. I almost went for Shadow Ball there, but I was like, maybe they're at... Yep, it was a CMP tie. It's 7.5 seconds to a Iron Head. As long as they don't have a Groudon in the fucking back. Oh my god, they have a Groudon in the back. But I have shield advantage. So I'm just like, hopefully they don't bait me and they go straight Earthquake. So let's see. Hopefully they don't bait me. They go straight Earthquake. They bait me. They don't go straight Earthquake. But the Dragon Breaths are adding up. I now have to shield this, obviously. Now they are for sure going to throw an Earthquake. Thankfully, they didn't bait me again. Because that could have been bad. I don't know if I would have gotten to the crunch in time. And they decided to leave. And I wasn't even sure if I would still win that at that point. But man. And I was like, at this point, like, my hands were shaking so bad that I couldn't even, like, catch this stupid Vulpix. Like, I think my hands were, like, shaking a little bit. But anyways, that was exciting, at least for me. Thanks for watching if you made it all the way through. I will now continue to upload more regularly because it is it's just a relief. So I can mess around in the Love Cup, whatever, and not care about dropping my elo. But thank you. See you next time. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't. Say hi in the comments. Thanks.